You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
Deny all the things I've seen, all the things I've discovered, but not for much longer. Because too many others know what's happening out there. And no one, no government agency has jurisdiction over the truth.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Eric.
And the truth shall set you free!
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of 8192 The Truth. This is Joel D. Supernaw, and I hope you enjoyed the show yesterday with Ladd on it. I'll probably never listen to that for a couple reasons. It's really, really hard as a parent to hear a lot of those things. I also felt like I was trying to direct him to some points. But at the end of the day, the one thing that he said, again, if you followed Chael's podcast, I always talked about Ladd. Follow me on Facebook. You're one of my friends. I mean, Facebook is a Ladd life capsule. But the thing that he said that really struck a chord with me was he said, all I want to do is be treated like everybody else. We actually talked about that yesterday. And, he right after he was done with that podcast, he was like, man, Poppy, I feel so good. I'm so glad I got that stuff out there. So he felt real good. And then Saturday, we did that Friday night. And then Saturday, he's doing it. We're both doing a 10K April 29th. And I said, well, Ladd, you need to, and he's training, but he's not, he's exercising a couple times a week, maybe 3 times a week, maybe 4, if you count baseball, but he's not training like he could be. So I wanted him to go out and run. Well, he ran 7 miles in West Lynn in an hour and 20 minutes. And West Lynn is a very, very hilly thing. There's only been a couple things I've been prouder than him in my life as doing that workout. So we kind of use that as something to move forward. And we worked out with Jake Smith, or he worked out with Jake Smith, who's a professional fighter who we had on the show last week. Jake's a very, very good coach. So kind of got a plan with Ladd, but at the end of the day, I know it's going to, I know I'm going to get a response, but I hope you enjoyed it. Today we're going to have Chael Sonnen on the podcast. Now, I'm waiting for him to pick me up. It is, right now, he's due here at 10:30. If I was a betting man, which I am, he won't be here before 10:40. I would say between 10:40 and 10:45 he shows up. I'd have a hard time. I'd give 2-to-1 odds on that. So I'll be looking for him. He's got a big black truck. And we're going somewhere. Him and I are going somewhere. I don't know where we're going. Where would I like to go? I'd like him to hand me 15 dimes, shut our phones off, and go to Las Vegas. I mean, that would be number one. Number 2 would be a wrestling tournament. A wrestling tournament would be a cool place to go. We'd run into a bunch of old friends. Nobody treats him like a star. It's tough going anywhere with Chael for a couple reasons. It's tough being with Chael because he says he's working. Yeah, he's a public figure. He's got a lot of stuff going on. His phone's just going on nonstop, text after text after text after text. So it's tough to be with him. Would I want to go do the podcast? Some people have said, he made a reference on the show last week about going to the pod, or about he had a surprise this week. I don't think it's the podcast because I think he shoots the podcast on Tuesday. Would I want to do the podcast? Yes, and yes, no, and yes. I'd want to do the podcast for a couple. A, to help our show. B, to see if I've gotten any better. I hope that I have. Why wouldn't I want to do it? Because I'm jealous. I mean, I thought we had something really, really good. I thought we were doing something long term together, and it didn't work out. So probably, that would be, and he listens to my show. I don't listen to his show, but I didn't listen to his show before. I would definitely not listen to his show now that I'm not on it. It would drive me crazy. It would drive me nuts. So do I hope we're going to do the podcast? No, I hope we're doing something else. The problem is, I mean, I like to do the podcast, don't get me wrong, but the problem is doing anything with Chael is hard. He also thinks things are cool, that things will be cool to me that I don't think are cool. I don't think going and meeting a famous person that I'm not, he knows, going to meet a random famous person with Chael isn't cool to me. I don't give a fook. Now, if I could pick, hey, let's go hang out with Stone Cold. Let's go hang out with Chris Jericho. I'm sure there's some other people, other famous people that, I mean, those are two that jump out at me. Fighter wise, the Diaz brothers. I mean, I'd love to go kick it with the Diaz brothers. But he might think, he listens to the show and he might think going and hanging out with Colby Covington would be cool for me. And I'd be like, no, you that wouldn't be cool for me. So anyway, we'll see. It is 10:34 now. And, I mean, I have a hard time thinking he shows before, like I said, before 10:40, 10:45. So, talk about a few things. Man, I am working really, really hard at the gym, and I am working really, really hard at eating everything in Miss H's house. The problem, I'm staying at Miss H's house until March 3rd. She's being really, really cool to me. And don't get me wrong, there is no extracurricular activities going on at all. So much so, I mean, I love Miss H. I'm not scared to say it. There he is. He is actually in the Range Rover. Do we got danger? So he was only 5 minutes late. Do we got danger?
Thanks, there's no danger.
Why didn't you bring danger if you brought that car? You look nice.
Thanks, buddy. You too. You recording?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Well, I got you the coffee. I'm telling a story because I don't want you to be
This is good stuff.
coffee Chael. All right, so he's dressed up. He looks real nice, so I'll be interested to see. Oh, God, I'm glad you did that. Who did that?
Oh, you know what?
No.
You don't want that.
Why?
You do want that?
Yes.
All right.
Doesn't everybody want that?
Hold on a second. Back up. What's Coffee Chael? Coffee Chael's a better version of Chael or a worse version of Chael?
Well, I didn't get a chance to tell that normally at this time that you're not with all your faculties and you're kind of grouchy.
That's true.
So I was going to finish my story, let you get some coffee in you, and then ask you where we're going.
Okay, Coffee Chael's better, Chael.
Coffee Chael's, everybody's better coffeeed up.
All right, let's get back to the show.
All right. So what show was I? What was I talking about?
No one.
Oh, I was talking about Miss H. Feed Me. So Miss H is a great cook, and she's always baking. So first thing, I'm loving being there. Okay, she's being nice to me. She's cooking every day. She's baking every day, and she's being nice to me. And the more I eat, the nicer she is. So every day I do the same thing. I'm like, okay, this day is it. This day is it. I would say, I'm scared to get on the scale. I would say I've been here 14 days and I think I'm 15 up. And that is with working out every day. Every day but one. So today, again, is another day where this is it. I'm off to a good start. I'm not. Now, if she says, hey, eat my turkey meatballs and I'll let you sleep with me, then I'll eat the turkey meatballs. But that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So, we have the Chael Sonnen. We are going somewhere. I was telling the group, the Potters, where I'd want to go with you.
Okay. What were the top three?
Top one was you hand me 15 dimes, shut our phones off, and go to Vegas.
How much is a dime? Is that 15,000?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Okay, well, I mean, you asked what number one was.
I did.
Okay, number two was a wrestling tournament. I know there's not a wrestling tournament going on. And the reason a wrestling tournament is cool is because, A, we both like wrestling, and B, nobody treats you any different at a wrestling tournament. Nobody thinks you're cool.
Hard to get a pop.
Yeah, which I like. I mean, it's hard to go anywhere with you because what will happen, it's hard to be with you, A, because your phone rings nonstop and you're texting back and forth or making calls or you got to get this call. It's hard to go anywhere with you because random dude's going to jump up that you hardly know and take 15 minutes of my time. Okay? So the wrestling tournament would be number two. Number three would be the podcast, but I don't think the podcast because you do that tomorrow. And number four would be to go hang out with the pro wrestler, I guess.
All right, that's a random one, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I like number one. I mean, if we're going to go Vegas on 15 dimes, why not just make it 30?
Well, it would be 15 and 15.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. You left a little something for me.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to just play with my money. I mean, I wanted you to hand me 15 stacks.
You're all over the board. First off, let's back up. If Miss H made turkey meatballs, that's a healthy meal. Eat the turkey meatballs. If she makes you lemon pound cake, yeah, maybe you gotta,
Okay, she made turkey meatballs, but again, if you eat a pot of anything, it's not good.
Okay, let's go back to the meatballs because that happens to be one of my favorite meals. Did you put it over mashed potatoes?
She didn't have mashed potatoes. It was turkey meatballs on pasta.
Oh, okay, just
with some garlic. It wasn't garlic. It was like a garlic gyro. It was like a garlic pita.
Okay.
And it was baked just perfectly. And then she made chocolate marshmallow double chocolate cookies. Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy for you, but we live a half a mile apart. There was no room for an invite. I like meatballs over pasta.
Well, there was. I didn't want to know where we were going, so I was looking forward to today, and hanging out with you. So we're gonna do. Okay, let's talk about Coon. So Michigan is wrestling Ohio State yesterday on ESPN2. I don't have Flow Wrestling. And the reason I don't have Flow Wrestling is because I believe if I give them $20 a month, like 1/4% of that goes to Front Row Brian. And I couldn't ever give Front Row Brian. I mean, I couldn't do anything for you. So I can't do that.
Front Row Brian is now a free agent, by the way.
He's no longer with Flow Wrestling.
That's correct.
I will be purchasing Flow Wrestling today. Okay, so in the past, and you know when somebody loses their job and you feel bad? I don't feel bad at all. Anyway.
That's my buddy there. This is making me very uncomfortable. All right, let's go back to Kuhn. Let's just focus on Kuhn.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell the story.
All
This, again, he's not going to listen to my show.
All right.
You're good there. You're not throwing dirt on him, I am. And he's got it coming, by the way. So, anyway, and I didn't know you guys were getting married, but if you are, congratulations. Okay, so I'm watching
ESPN2.
I'm watching ESPN2, but I don't know if it's like a week ago because ESPN2 never has it on. So I watch A-Mine beat Bo Jordan in the last second, and then Miles, what's that cat's name? The big bruiser.
Martin.
Martin wins a squeaker. Could have lost in the last second. Just a great match. But I don't know if it's 2 weeks ago, so I don't want to brag. If it isn't 2 weeks ago, you haven't texted me that it's on. I feel like I got to text you. So I text you, hey, Michigan, Ohio State's up, and Snyder Kuhn's up in 2 matches. I'm expecting, idiot, that was 2 weeks ago, shoot yourself. I mean, something along that line. And it didn't come. So, have you heard about the match?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go back and watch the match?
100%.
Okay, so then you seen the very first thing that I saw was Kuhn came out ready to fight.
Yep.
He came out ready to fight in his house against the guy that had beaten him several times before. And, again, what happened yesterday was the first time it's ever happened in the history of the world, because there has never been an Olympic champion and a world champion still competing in college. So what happened yesterday is a very first, and I got to witness this. So I'm telling Jennifer, I'm telling Miss H, hey, this is, I'm telling her, hey, this is an Olympic and world champion in college. This is insane. He just got back from an international tournament. He's a great story and one of the greatest athletes ever. And da-da-da-da-da. Wouldn't it suck as a senior or any collegiate to have to be wrestling the defending Olympic and world champion? Miss H was like, well, wouldn't you want that? And I was like, no, not as a college guy. No, I don't want Dave Schultz coming on the mat. I don't want Mark Schultz coming on the mat. I don't want Kenny Money in the room. So the first thing I see is old boy gets on the mat, throws Snyder out of bounds, and I thought he got one for that. So now you have watched the match.
Yeah.
You go.
All right, well, I got to start just a little bit at the beginning, because first off, Kuhn's the number 2 guy in the country, any which way you want to do it, and any ranking that has ever said different is just not paying attention. I'll remind you of a couple of things. First off, Kuhn was a double champion in high school, for Greco and freestyle. Some people don't know that. He was a blue chipper too. When he came out of high school, he made a junior world team, and you only go in one style. If you make it a freestyle, you don't even try for Greco, and vice versa. And on the senior level, that's a rule. You can only go one. On the junior level, it's not actually written down, but that's the way it works. Well, not so fast. He made it in both styles. They sent him in both styles, and he brought home a medal in both styles. So Adam Kuhn can wrestle. I'll also remind you, he was second in the U.S. Open, but he did it in Greco-Roman, which for some reason gets treated as freestyle's redheaded stepbrother. So Kuhn can wrestle. So when this match comes up, I'm not thinking anything more than Schneider goes out there and wins, but this is still the guy. We're going to see a good match, maybe 8-3, 5-2, and it's going to be Schneider. But I would like to lay that groundwork, for there was never a time that Adam Kuhn was not the guy, and not the meaningful guy that was going to get his ass kicked. You may not know that. Did you know Kuhn medaled in both styles?
I didn't know he medaled in both styles. I know he was a handful, but again, you can be a handful.
Yeah.
And the Olympic
came in second.
Yeah, an Olympic champion, and who he beat in the world. I mean, there's nobody gives away a world or Olympic gold medal, but sometimes, wouldn't you agree, if the bracket plays out one way, you have a little bit of advantage. Man, Snyder's had to go through killer after killer after killer just to get on the team. So yeah, so no, I know Kuhn's formidable, but I think he's formidable to the tune of 8-3.
Yeah, you're right, and so did I. I most certainly didn't predict this either. It's not the first time this. You mentioned that Schneider is, the first Olympic champion with eligibility left. Well, there was a world champion with eligibility left, and his name was John Smith. And John Smith won the Worlds, came back to college to finish his senior year, lost his first match, his very first match, recovered, won the Nationals, and 2 months after college, won the Olympics. So, yeah, man, the best guys in the world, they do fall down. It's just a reality. We know that in sports. We know that from, Buster Douglas taking out Mike Tyson and everything forward. But we forget it constantly. We always say, man, this is the guy that's the exception to the rule. There's no one that can beat that guy. But it's just not true. There is.
What he did right there was beautiful is I know a lot about wrestling, but not as much as him. He just put my face in the sand. Thank you for that, by the way. John, talking wrestling with Chael is fun because he knows so much. Very rarely is he ever wrong. So good for you.
Thank you. Can I add one more thing to this Kuhn thing?
You keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Whenever you see upsets like this, and I don't think you have to look any further back than Amy versus Bo Jordan. You watch that and you go, okay, there's an upset. Jordan went down. But even seeing what I just saw, that's not likely to happen again. Jordan didn't quite know what he was in for. Amy really stepped it up and focused. I don't think we're going to see that again. That usually happens with upsets, and you go and talk about them, but you don't really see them twice. The weird thing about Kuhn Schneider, it didn't look like Kuhn was having like this masterful day. And it didn't look like Schneider was having a bad day. It looked like Kuhn just went out there and beat Schneider. That's kind of what I thought. And all these matches, in any sport you're talking about, basketball, bring up any sport, the final 10 seconds is all the same in the big upsets. The guy that's ahead with 10 seconds left is running. He's trying to reserve clock.
Not trying to get a takedown.
Yeah, his anxiety's going, oh my God, I'm so close. You take whatever stall calls you can. You eat up whatever clock you can. And that excitement comes out. Man, Kuhn was about to score at the end of that match.
Well,
it didn't look like it, Joel. I didn't have the same feel after that match as I do usually when we see upsets where we go, okay, run that one back. Jeddah Jacek, Joanna Not Champion, however you say her last name, versus Rose. It's like, well, yeah, we kind of got to see that again. That was so weird, and I'm not sure it could ever happen again. Even though it happened once, it was great, but let's do this one again. Schneider Kuhn, I would be stunned if it happened again. At the same time, though, watching the match, if you know what I'm trying to say, watching the match, it looked like the better guy won.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Well, okay, let me talk about that real quick. Now, no matter who you are and how level-headed you are, sooner or later, your success is going to make you stumble. Sooner or later. Snyder is rolling through everybody in the junior league, which is NCAA wrestling, because he's so good. This takes nothing away from Kuhn. Snyder just got back from, what's the, Yargan? Urigan,
Yep.
Okay, which is a tournament that he is the only United States wrestler in the history of us being alive that has won it twice. He just got back, I think, 10 days ago. So he's coming off of that. Yeah, he knows he's got a formidable guy on Kuhn, but what it looked like to me is the bear came out and said, I'm going to be a bear for 7 minutes. And it took old Snyder's gas tank right out of him, and then for the last 5.5 minutes, he was just fighting with the champion's heart. He was stuffing his takedowns. Do I want to see that match again? Yeah. Does just like you said, does Snyder have some work to do to beat him? Yeah, 100%. You're talking about giving up, what, 60 pounds?
Yeah, not that much, but yeah. So Schneider weighs in about 228 regularly. I didn't check this one, but for collegiate, he's about 228 on the dot over and over again. And people say Kuhn is the limit. He does not look that big to me.
God, he does
he is
to
up
me.
there, that 260 range. So I think you're talking 30-plus pounds very comfortably.
30-plus pounds got to be a couple points. But yeah, so we'll see. We have a new rivalry in NCAA wrestling. it looks like we're going to the pod.
Yeah, main reason to watch, as a matter of fact. And I mean, I like wrestling anyway. I don't need much of a reason, but there is storylines every year, and this one was a little bit without. The storyline should have been Imar versus Joseph, but nobody built it. They just didn't. It could have been Hall versus Valencia, but just nobody really built that storyline. I'm not sure why. Now we've got a storyline, and there's no way to deny it. And like you said, now ESPN's part of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing more you need in sport than to have ESPN, and they got it.
There you go. So, did you watch? Moving on. That's what I do when I transfer. I just talk about something else. I don't even like, hey, we're done with that. I could even tell them, hey, we're done with that. Anyway, it looks like we're going to the pod.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to the pod. It's just us, right?
We're
And
getting our
Jacob?
pod on.
Okay. But there's not like other humans coming into the pod.
There will be a camera.
That's why you're dressed up. That's why you're dressed up.
You know, I appreciate you saying I'm dressed
What
up.
are the readers? What are the readers for?
A reader? What's a reader?
The glasses.
Oh, Miss Brittany got me 5 new shirts. And I've been very self-conscious about them. They're a little outside of my style. One's a bowling shirt. I haven't tried it yet. But this was another one I was a little worried about, and I appreciate the compliment.
The readers.
I heard you 5 times. They're glasses.
Are you going to wear them up here?
Yeah.
Really? I don't watch the show. And good job, by the way, of getting cameras. Who would have thought that would be a good idea, other than me? Where we at? All right. So we're gonna go do the pod, and then you got any last words for the group?
No. Good morning. No. Hello to everybody, and talk to you soon.
There you go. You got Chael. Peace.
Guys, credit can be, but it doesn't have to be. Learning responsible credit behavior can set you up to reach your goals. Find out what's in your Equifax credit report, how your credit score is calculated, and how you can get yourself on track in your credit journey. Equifax.com is a proud sponsor of 8192 The Truth. Go to Equifax, pull your free annual credit report, see what is being reported, make sure it is correct and accurate. No other 3-digit number in your life can have as much impact as your credit score. And with Equifax, you can control who has access to your Equifax credit report, and it is absolutely free. Equifax is helping put you in control of your Equifax credit report. With their new lock and alert system, you can quickly and easily lock and unlock your Equifax credit report with a click or a swipe, and they will send you a confirmation alert. Go to Equifax.com to learn more today. Guys, so we just heard the bromance reunion, if you will, of Mr. Chael P. Sonnen and our own Godfather. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm very interested to find out where they were going, to hear where they were going, and to hear how that played out. But it's good to see that friendship that's been 20 years in the making, can withstand the test of time and can withstand, some spats and some fights here and there. We know Joel had some real good reasons. We don't know exactly what they were, but we know he had some good reasons for stepping away from the show, from the podcast with Chael, and ultimately taking some time, moving to Kansas City, working on himself and improving who he really is. Now he's back in Portland. He's a much better version of himself. He's a much better podcaster, much better entertainer, better father, better human. And, maybe we can all thank it to Chael for, kind of driving Joel out there and, taking that little sabbatical to work on himself. But, again, I'm very anxious to see, what become of that. Where they went and what happened. The conversation they had was fun to listen to. One, because they were talking about amateur wrestling, which is, a huge passion of mine and Joel's and obviously Chael's, and something that we and a lot of our listeners really enjoy and value. So it was cool to hear them talk about that. But more importantly, for two guys that have been friends for so long and to have them, part ways as they did, but to come back for Chael to pick Joel up, Joel to hop in the vehicle, And to hear them just start talking like not a day had passed since they last spoke, like it was normal routine and nothing had occurred and things were as they've always been. That's pretty cool. It's one of those things where, you've had friends in your past from your childhood or high school and college, and, maybe you've been apart 5-10 years since you last seen them, but the moment you get together, you start talking, conversing, and laughing like you never missed a day. And it was one of those kind of things. So it was cool to listen to. I hope you guys enjoy it. And, I definitely hope we get more of it in the future as things progress. But on that topic, man, they were talking about the wrestling. The Aaron Kuhn Snyder, Kyle Snyder match. Wow. It was an upset, a big upset. I mean, 1 versus 2, so it's not like a completely unranked guy taking out Snyder. But again, I think Chael had mentioned it on here, or maybe it was on his show, but I think it was talking to Joel, that it didn't feel like that big of an upset. I myself watched it, and it was over, and yes, you were like, wow, Snyder lost. That is surprising. I can't believe it. But it wasn't like Kuhn running around the mat just, in all this amazing thing just happened. Oh my God, I beat Kyle Snyder. It wasn't like that. It was like, yeah, it was an upset, but not overly shocking, not momentous. I like it because they're both in the Big Ten. They're going to see each other again in the Big Ten tourney. They're going to see each other again at nationals, perhaps. But I just think that's really cool. I mean, there's some clear reasons why Kuhn did so well. I mean, obviously Snyder just coming back off of Worlds, I believe, coming back from international competition to NCAAs, and the fact that Kuhn got 20, 30, 40 pounds on him. I mean, he's coming in right at the weight limit. Snyder's not as big, so that definitely plays a part. I mean, we've seen it for years when bigger guys like that just at certain points they use that weight. They use that weight to impose on their opponent. And as good as Snyder is, it was bound to happen. For Kyle Snyder fans like myself, yeah, it's better he does it now than has that hiccup at NCAAs in the quarterfinals or something like that. So it's good he got it out of the way. Do I like to see that he lost? No. But, he's really stretched himself thin, and he's on a whole nother level, so it's bound to happen. But, again, just really cool to see those two guys get back in the car and start talking about something they're both passionate about. And again, like no time, no angst has come between us. Nothing has passed, just, back the way it was. So that's very cool. And as much as I love hearing, Joel and Chael talk about wrestling, and even Chael, as we watch and we listen to his podcast, he talks about MMA, he talks about pro wrestling and some amateur. But I often find myself, and Joel and I have discussed this, Chael is so good. He is so brilliant on the mic. He's so smart. It's a shame sometimes that his show seems limited to just those topics. I mean, that's the world that he came up in, the world that made him famous, the world that made him rich. But what my favorite part of Chael's show is at times, and it doesn't happen too often, when he goes off on the tangent and he gets talking about politics. Man, that fires me up. One, because I love the fact that he is such a strong, staunch, outspoken Republican conservative in a very liberal city of Portland. I think he's brilliant when he talks politics. And Joel and I have talked about this. Joel could give two splits about politics, doesn't know anything about politics. But Chael can make him interested, make him excited about the idea of politics. And I love hearing Chael talk about that. Chael's got a very strong, very intelligent perspective on national politics, local, regional, state level stuff. He's talked about some things in Oregon and some senators that he's had some gripes with. I just think he's a very brilliant mind I mean, it's clear on his commentary with Bellator and with everything else, obviously the pressers and, when he's in promo mode. But the man just has real talent. He is a once-in-a-generation personality. And I truly hope that through his current podcast and through other ventures going forward that he has an opportunity to show that to the world, to just educate, enlighten, and entertain us all on a much more broad spectrum. Because we know he's an expert on MMA. We know he's an expert on boxing and wrestling. But man, the guy's so smart on so many levels that I just hope we all get an opportunity to experience that more going forward. Because the man's show was brilliant. I mean, it gave us Joel. It gave me Joel. It gave birth to what our podcast is in a way. We're a top 50 iTunes podcast, which is incredible. I would have never believed it. I thought we had something cool. Kind of started slow out of the gate. We had the video program, which was awesome, but a little ambitious to start. We're working our way back toward that. We've got some fantastic things in store, some secrets I can't really let you guys in on yet, but some things that are going to blow your mind, and it's going to be really cool. But again, Chael Show kind of gave birth to our show. It gave the Godfather the experience on the mic, gave him a voice, gave me as the fan the opportunity to meet Chael, to meet Joel, to become friends with Joel, and to build what we have here. And now we're a top 50 iTunes podcast. That may not mean much to some of you if you don't pay attention to that kind of stuff, or it just may not mean anything, period. But if you understand how it works, and you understand the number of podcasts that are out there in the world, it's not 2006 where there's 10, 15, 20 podcasts. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of podcasts about everything. We have both been in the top 100 total podcasts for all categories, which is incredible. But we are in our current category, we are top 50. We've been as high as top 30, depending on the week and the show and the content. But that's awesome. We're in the category with the Joe Rogan Experience and the Duncan Trussell Family Hour and Mike Rose, The Way I Was Told, and Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. We're in that very broad pop culture society category. For us to be in the top 50 is amazing, blows my mind. And we have you guys to thank for that. The constant listenership, the subscribing, the telling people, the just following us on our journey. Some of the episodes have had some iffy sound quality, as we do this via Skype and we do it from different locations. Some of them have not been so great, but you guys have hung with us. You've stuck by our side, and I can't thank you enough. And it is going to pay off. I promise you. What we've got coming in the future is going to be so cool. We're going to have full video content up very soon. We're going to have video blog. We're going to strap a camera to Joel on his everyday life, and we're going to see the craziness that is the life of the Godfather. We're going to have everything. It's going to be full encompassing entertainment. So look forward to that, guys. And again, we've got Chael Show to thank for that, for giving the Godfather a voice, and as he calls it, gives him a little bit of shine, and giving him some fans that came along with us, and that's just grown and grown and grown. And the sponsorships and everything else that's come along with that. It's been truly awesome. So, again, it was really cool to have Joel and Chael back together again. I'm really interested to find out where they went. Joel's kind of kept me in the dark about it, kind of as a secret, as a surprise. So I'm interested to find out what happened. Maybe they did go to Vegas and drop 15 dimes for the day, had a little fun. Maybe they went to shoot a podcast. Maybe they just went to, Dick's Burgers or whatever Chael talks about in Portland and had just a phenomenal cheeseburger. I don't know. But I know it was probably good for the both of them. A good feeling, a good reunion of sorts, and cathartic. I don't know how deep they may have gotten their conversation, if they hashed anything out, or if they just let things be and just return to friendship and, water under the bridge. I kind of hope that's the way it is, because we've had our opportunity, Joel and I, in on the show with you guys, the listeners, to have our catharsis, to talk about what happened and Joel needing to step away and all that kind of stuff. We've had the opportunity to vent, so I think we've got past that. And we've got to a place of fun. We're back where life is fun for Joel. He's back with Ladd. He's back, staying with Mitch H. He's back where he wants to be in Portland. And that's the important thing. He's happy. He's healthy. He's a better person. He's training hard. He's got a great job. He's going to be starting here. We've got this phenomenal hit show. Just things are falling into place, and I can't be happy enough. I've got enough of my own life going on with buying and selling houses and growing family. 4 kids. I mean, seriously, what am I thinking? I'm going to have 4 kids under 6 years old in a few months. I must be out of my mind. But it's too late for that now, right? I couldn't be more excited, but I've got so much crazy stuff going on and so many good things with my businesses and my life and my family. And Joel's happy and healthy. It makes for a good quality programming. We get together, we talk, and it is fun. And I hope you guys are getting that. I hope you're getting the fun, the entertainment. I hope we're adding some value as well. We talk about mental health and we talk about some nutrition and training and, we cover some of the sports stuff. But in the end, I just hope we're adding some value to your day. We're not Joe Rogan. We're not getting the astrophysicists and the A-list celebrities and that kind of stuff yet. And we're not Dan Carlin. We're not giving you Harvard-educated inside knowledge on what happened to the Khans and Genghis and the French Revolution and that kind of stuff. But I hope we're adding value. We're giving you an hour every couple of days to step away, to let go of whatever BS might be happening and just laugh, learn a little, and just enjoy being part of this world, because we are sure as hell enjoying building it for you. And I hope you continue to go along for the ride with us and you continue to share the message with people. So we got some good things coming up. Good things coming up in the sports world. We got NCAAs coming up, which, son of a gun, if I don't have the worst timing, the worst luck. So I go to the Arnold Classic every year, all 3-4 days, get the VIP pass. We stay downtown Columbus, take in every event, every day at the expo, the strongman, the bodybuilding finals, the MMA, all of it, the grappling. I'd signed up for the Nogi grappling contest this year. And then the following weekend, we got NCAA wrestling championships here in Cleveland, in my backyard. So pumped to go. And the bottom dropped out, much like Bellator 192. So we finally got our house sold, finally moving into another house, and they're both happening on that weekend of NCAAs. So not only can I not spend 3 days down at the Arnold Fitness Expo and Classic the weekend before, because I've got to pack my 4 kids, 250-pound dogs, and my family, pack up our house. But the following weekend, I've actually got to move out of the house, move into the new house. So I'm going to miss the expo, and I'm going to miss the entire wrestling tournament. Now, I could probably sneak away maybe on Friday for a few rounds, catch some matches. I might try, but I don't know how Sister Sin might feel about that with all the chaos going on, with her being mid-pregnancy, leaving her with the kids and the boxes and the dogs and the trucks. I don't know how that's going to fly. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to try. Because, man, it's right in my backyard, and there's so much great talent, and I wouldn't want anything more than to sit, floor side and watch those Warriors go at it on the mats, man. So we'll see. But that's kind of been my luck lately. But we also got the next round in the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix coming up this weekend. Matt Mitrione, Roy Nelson at Mohegan Sun. I'll tell you what, 2 UFC stalwarts made the jump over to Bellator, resurgence in their career. Roy Nelson's been around a long time. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was, World Fight League. He was champion in one of those other promotions early on. They were both veterans of Ultimate Fighter first heavyweight season. Roy's got a granite chin. He's got a dynamite right hand, and he can grapple. He's got some tools. But man, Matt is athletic. Matt Mitrione, meathead, he's kind of awkward. He's got real quick feet. You know, he was an NFL football player, played for the Giants, I think also for the Vikings. He 6 years in the NFL as a defensive lineman. He's athletic. He's got skills. He's got footwork. He moves real well. Man, he can crack. He's got some dynamite in his hands. I tell you what, I got him winning. I got him taking out Roy. My pick, I've got Matt Mitrione and Chael Sonnen in the finals. And that will be a dynamite match. But I got Matt winning this round. I don't know that I see him knocking Roy out just because Roy has that dynamite chin. But I can see him out-pointing Roy, out-conditioning Roy, winning a decision. We'll see. But I definitely have him winning. I'm not brave enough, not smart enough to make a real specific when and where call, but I definitely have him winning. So, and then we got another great fight on that card. Rematch, Patricky Pitbull versus Derek Campos. Derek Campos, tough as nails. That's going to be a great fight. Just a great card all around on Bellator this weekend, so check that out. Guys, thank you for listening. You know, I kind of poured my heart out a little bit tonight thanking you guys about the show and being thrilled about where we're at. So thank you for listening. And again, we've got some great stuff coming up. I cannot wait to find out here tomorrow from Joel. We're going to get together and talk. We had some technical difficulties here tonight, so I ended up running it on my own. But I can't wait to find out what happened on this little excursion with Chael. And, you know, again, I just look forward to them to having that friendship again. And, you know, maybe Joel will get to go back on the show every now and again. And if nothing else, promote our show. You know, we're a good show. Chael's got a big market. You know, cross-promote. Can't hurt. I don't think Chael really needs the help, but, you know, can't hurt us for sure. So I just look forward to that. And I look forward to talking to you guys every week, 2 or 3 times. It's really one of the highlights of my week. And to be able to take the time out of my family life in the evenings, you know, putting the kids to bed, coming down, turning on the mic and just having some fun, it's meant the world to me. And it really is one of the highlights of my week every time we get to sit down and do this. So I can't wait to see it grow till we get into the studio, till things really become, you know, something super special. So until next time, guys, remember, the world meets nobody halfway. If you know what you're worth, go out and get what you're worth. Boom. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Onnit. Onnit has the top, purest, cleanest supplements you are going to find anywhere. They've also got the best state-of-the-art training equipment, whether it's battle maces, battle ropes, superhero kettlebells, werewolf kettlebells, clothing, food. They've got the warrior bars. They've got the hemp protein. They've got the Alpha Brain, the New Mood, the Shroom Tech. Only the cleanest, purest ingredients on planet Earth make up Onnit supplements. So right now, go to our Facebook page, find the Onnit link. Go to Onnit, throw some supplements, some warrior bars, some almond butter, some MCT oils. Throw them in your cart. When you go to checkout, use the code GETONNIT, GETONNIT. Save yourself 10% off of your entire purchase of supplements and nutritional products. Go to the Facebook page, find the link, shop it on it, use the code GETONNIT at checkout, save yourself 10%. Now soon those links, those pages are all going to be up on the website, so it'll be much easier, but for now you can find it through the Facebook link. And again, Audible.com has been one of our sponsors right from the very beginning, so I always want to make sure I give them their due. You guys have been great in supporting us and them through our link, audibletrial.com/8192thetruth. They have literally 180,000 titles to choose from. You can download them on your iPhone, your Google Pixel, your Kindle, your Galaxy Note, any tablet, any laptop, any phone, any device that you have. You can download Audible books on and listen to in the car, in your cubicle, at the gym, in the sauna. That's where I listen to a lot of my audiobooks, as while sitting in the sauna 30 minutes at a pop. audibletrial.com/8192 the truth. Guys, they'll give you the first book free. That's a minimum $20 value. Some of the books are $30 plus. Absolutely free. No commitment, no obligation. Sign up, get your book download free. Check out the titles. Something for everybody. audibletrial.com/8192 the truth. And again, Equifax.com. Take control of your credit. Go to Equifax. For the Godfather, this is Brother Sin. Do what?